TV sets, it's Video View, and we are going to be giving you some of the big new singles releases this week on video. And as usual, a couple of guests who are going to give their views on those videos. First, on my right, from The Damned, Rat Scabies. Good morning.
Morning.
You all right?
Yeah.
Good. And the new album's out this week, isn't it? 11 Years of The Damned?
That's right, well, yeah, just about.
Just about.
Something like that. With the wrong title, I hasten to add.
Why, what's it called?
It should be called The Light at the End of the Tunnel May Be an Oncoming Train. But somebody made a mistake and called it The Light at the End of the Tunnel, which is horrible.
Oh, well.
So anyway, I thought
It's not too late to get all those album sleeves back in.
Well, the only chance I've got letting everybody know what the album's called is if I can tell them on Saturday.
And from the House Martins, normal because he's left the band recently, but here is Level 42 and the excellent Children Say. Why the drummer left? Level 42?
No, they haven't rung me up yet.
They've been replaced by a guy called Neil Conti, who's been with Prefab Sprout and worked with David Bowie.
It'll have to be good, because they really work hard, the old... I mean, I'm not a Level 42 fan or anything, but they would, you know, you could hear the drummer and bass player, like, rehearsing at this place, Nomis, and they'd actually, like, do 8 hours just on one section of music, you know, just to get it sort of tight and the way they like it.
Absolutely incredible live. If you've ever seen Level 42 live, but they're actually like more of a rock band live. It really is thumpy stuff, isn't it?
He's not a bad old bass player, is he?
Yeah.
Can give it all this.
He's obviously read your pamphlet.
All right, then, so for the video, the thumbs up, the middle, or the...
That's a thumbs up for me, anyway.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a monster single. Possibly not Christmas, but just after in '88. Next up, it's those ex-Wham girls, Pepsi and Shirley, with a cover of Free's classic record, All Right Now, which was a big hit back in the 70s. Can this be their 4th single? Who knows? Stay back.
Thank God.
Someone knew I was going to do that. Pepsi and Shirley, All Right Now. They are off to Jordan, I think it is, on the 15th of December to do a big charity gig to raise money for Save the Children. So that's that out of the way. Now you can slag the video off. Off you go.
Who wants to
Seen
go
it all
first?
before, really.
Yeah?
That whole look and that, you know, glamorous, what is it, sort of Blade Runner time.
But what do you
just been
think of
around
them
for so
doing a
long.
cover of that kind of real classic type of rock record? Is that a good idea?
I think they could have made it more Pepsi and Shirley. I think they could have done it a lot more their style.
A bit faster?
More disco and, you know, a bit more bubbly, whereas that's a bit of a cart horse, isn't it, that version, I think.
Because, I mean, you had a cover version of the Isley Brothers last year. I mean, what do you think about cover versions?
I think they're fair enough if you add something to it, and if the choice of the song is a bit relevant. To me, that was just like everything that's wrong with the music business at the moment. It's like, take 2 people with, like, half an ounce of talent, dress them up as Martians or something.
And get them to jump in a puddle first.
Yeah, give them a stupid haircut and get them to do a cover of an old song.
Poor
it's all just production and clothes. There's no music, there's no talent there, you know. I mean, it's surprisingly original to the... surprisingly close to the original, apart from the fact their voice is a bit deeper.
In fact, the whole top 3 at Christmas this year could be cover versions.
Yeah, well, having had a
you can't talk.
A cover version, I can't talk against cover versions.
All right.
I mean, it's hardly an inspired choice of song, is it? All Right Now. I mean.
But anyway, look, see what you think of this one. This is very interesting, right? It's the turn of the LA trio, Iris Parker, Valerie Victoria, and Alisa Randolph. Beautifully packaged, and they go under the name of Madam X. The lady who put that mob together, Bernadette Cooper, was one of a group called Climax at the end of the 70s. In the 80s, had some big disco hits on the Sound of Solar records, the Sound of Los Angeles, and that record is such a grower. If you hear that a couple of times, I think you were going to fall in love with that. What do you reckon, Norm?
Well, yeah, I didn't want it to go off. The producer told us to switch it off.
It's typical,
isn't it? That all day. I thought it was really good. It's pretty good. I mean, you've got to hear the song a few times probably to get into it, but the videos, I really like all those weird things going on.
Where on earth was that?
I don't know. I think I'll buy it, though, wherever it is. It looked pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. What do you reckon of records like that? Do you like that funky stuff?
Yeah, I think it's difficult to latch onto on that in sort of boring mono in here. Sort of, you know, I'd like to hear it loud. So it goes, because there's a lot of, as you were saying, Princey type things. But I think, you know, it's, there's good in all music, isn't there, really? I don't think you can just say I don't like dance music because it's you know.
But I think that is one record where if you first play, you kind of go, yeah, but then you hear it 2 times and then 3 times. As you say, if you perhaps you hear it on some nice, massive, great speakers, you'll really get into that one.
I'd say it being a big club record,
Yeah.
sort of sleazy thing, but it's not. You know, I don't know. It's it would take a few listens, but
Right.
I don't really think it's anything that Prince hasn't done already.
Right. Good-looking girls, though, there. That's Madam X. Now it is The Alarm, and their previous record, Rain in the Summertime, was their biggest hit to date. They're touring the States throughout December. They're now back. Here's the follow-up, Rescue Me, The Alarm. Put that button down.
No.
Go on. You're going to knob it off.
You're never happy, are you?
That's more like it. What a team. That is The Alarm, and that's their new single called Rescue Me. And coming up, after the break, we'll hear what Norman and what Rat has to say about that, and possibly the Christmas #1. That's all here on Night Network. What will happen next? Yes, we left you less than 2 minutes ago with those 3 knobs firmly down, and now we're going to find out exactly what the lads think of The Alarm and Rescue Me. Rat Scabies from The Damned.
I think they should decide what sort of group they're going to be, whether they're going to be the Clash or U2. And I'd you know, I mean, I've sort of met them a few occasions. They're all really nice lads and all that stuff. But you know, I don't really find them very musically inspiring.
It's the kind of stuff I think I wouldn't mind driving down the road with, you know, down the motorway.
I wouldn't mind driving it down the motorway.
That's not exactly what I said. Norman?
Yeah, I quite like the video. Again, some weird things going on, quite interesting. It's a lot better than people just posing. But the music, I don't know, I've always sort of...
There was quite a lot of posing, though, wasn't there?
Well, it was like
there was
posing in
rather a lot of
slow motion.
lights
It was like-
being and glimmering and tight plastic trousers.
I don't know, they're sounding more and more American every day, which I think is a bad sign, really.
Oh. You wouldn't fancy a monster American hit?
No, I don't think Americans have got a lot of taste. If they're bigger in America than they are here, I think that means they're going downhill.
Oh, well.
But they are nice lads, if they're watching. Honestly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they'll be in a minute, actually. All right, OK, let's move on to... Listen, here's the story. Take one good-looking lad who sounds rather like a 20-stone American footballer, add the production skills of Stock Aitken and Waterman, and what do you get? You get possibly the Christmas #1. Rick Astley and Nat King Cole's classic, When I Fall in Love. When I fall in love is when I fall in love. Who knobbed that off? Now you see, that is against the rules, because that is my bit of knobbing to
I
this.
can't stand it. I'm sorry.
Right, why can't you stand it then? You were up there so quick.
It's, well, I hate Rick Astley. I hate Stock Aitken and Waterman. And I hate, like, what they're doing to the sort of music industry. And
Well, what is it you hate about old Ricky boy then? What's he done?
Well, no, actually, he's not. He's just like a puppet, as I can see. You know, like he's just some bloke that they've grabbed and like stuck up there, and you can see the strings. You know, they're saying, "Go on, Rick, like do your little dance," you know, and everything like that.
Have
And
another
it's-
#1.
Yeah, have another #1. And it's like people like Stock Aitken and Waterman who just like they're taking all the music out of it, and it's all just selling and glamour, you know, and Christmas single.
Well, people must
ruin a good
like
song.
it. I mean, people
That's
don't
the
have
worst
to
thing
go and
about
buy it, do they?
If Stock Aitken and Waterman weren't popular, I wouldn't hate them. It's the fact that they get away with it that annoys me.
Come on, let's hear over here.
Well, I just don't think he does the song much justice.
You prefer old Nat King Cole?
Yeah, every time.
That's just been reissued straight away, in fact, the Nat King Cole version. But I think without doubt that will be the Christmas #1. And you cannot, you know, hate him that you two might.
Just
but
turned millions of people up and listening to the
He is
charts.
the big heartthrob at the moment, without any doubt.
Oh, he's a good-looking kid, but he can't sing, can he? I'm sure I tell you what, I'm sure they've slowed his voice down on that.
No,
I'm sure they have.
No.
No one
sorry.
talks that slowly.
See what we've got to do first, before we get into the next one. We're going to love the next one. It's Donny Osmond. It's a couple of weeks ago, we did an ABC competition when Martin Fry and Mark White were in the house, and they asked us, oh, you've got the prizes here, plonk that one on your napper. There's one of the prizes. We asked you where, in fact, is Alphabet City. The answer is New York, and well done to Hamish Coney from Willesden. He gets the hat and that LP. So there you go, King Without a Crown. It's actually the 12-inch, sorry. Yeah, someone's written a signed copy. I signed it, but don't know. And the two runners-up are Victoria Brown from Knapp Road in Bow, London SE3. And well done to Neil Midderman from Belsize Park. You get yourself signed gold 12-inch copies of King Without a Crown. Thanks for all your entries. Quickly, let's move on. Here's Donny Osmond. This guy sold 70 million copies, believe it or not, between 1971 and 1976. Donny Osmond, his last single, a massive flop, not flap. And here's the new one, The Groove. At the risk of disappointing lots of Donny fans, that's the new single called Groove. And they had, in their kind of big era, they had 30 top 40 hits, which is quite good going, isn't it? That's Donny and Marie and the Osmonds.
Well, yeah.
Pretty impressive.
See that? I do my homework around here, you know. Well?
I only did it because he's got the same jacket as my bass player.
Does he?
Yeah, I quite liked it, but I thought... No, he's just, you know, 30-year growth. Who's he kidding? He can't dance, he can't sing. Can't, you know... It's just like very poor imitation of Michael Jackson. I've always thought of him as that, ever since back, you know, when I was a youngster. With it was that whole ABC, and it was the Jacksons or the Osmonds. And I just always preferred the that's that over, isn't it? No, I just always preferred the Jacksons. I always thought they were better at what they did. And it still applies now.
I think he's an all right singer and that, and in his day he was quite a good entertainer, you know. I sort of fondly remember when I was 10 watching him and that. And actually, he did a very good version of When I Fall in Love, a lot better than Rick Astley's.
Yeah?
Yeah, but, I mean, he's laying an egg with that one, really.
I think it's a shame at the moment, because since he's been over here, he's literally been on every show. And I think he's sold himself a bit short, you know, he seems to be doing everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously he's got a reputation, he was very big, but he's lost it a bit. He's tried to go sort of raunchy and George Michaelish, but
one of the highlights of his recent visit over here, though, was when he was on Night Network. Hi, Donny. Massive. All right, then. I think we've got time for one more. Have we got time? Yes. All right. Oh, here we go. The good old Tex-Mex sound of Los Lobos, another Richie Valens record, following Come On Let's Go and La Bamba. This one goes back to '59. Here's their version of Donner. Whoa, well, I think that was Los Lobos. I didn't see him at all on that, did you? What do you think of the moment of films making hits? Because that's exactly what they've done with those the 3 hit singles.
It's a strange thing, especially with Los Lobos, because I used to work in this record shop and the boss really liked him, like, about 2 years ago, and there was like a rootsy Tex-Mex band. And I think it's a shame that they had to, like, do something a lot more commercial before they'd have a hit, you know. I mean, good luck to them having hits, and it's quite a good version of the song, you know. That video was a pile of
It was going really well until that kind of,
sort of
tattoo.
50s pasties. There was even a pair of blue suede shoes went flying through the air.
He's being very quiet over here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Come on, what do you think of that one?
Well, I've got a lot of time for the old Lobos. I think they're a good group,
But this kind of Los Lobos, or the real kind of Los Lobos?
Preferably the real kind.
Yeah.
But I think I like sort of old 50s things like that at the minute. There's a big sort of rocker revival in the Damned at the moment, so I'm quite up for that. So that's why I hesitated in giving it a good nobbing.
All right, and so let's have a quick look back on the highlights of this evening's entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. What was your best one of the evening?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'd buy a blank tape for any of them, really.
Dear, oh dear.
There was nothing there that made me go, this is great, I must own a copy. It's not like, you know, when you think the video, there's so much to be done, as you were saying about in the film thing today. It's becoming such an integral part of rock music and as a promotional thing and getting across to a much bigger audience. Right. So I kind of figure, you know, that it's put me off now. I forgot what I was going to say.
Well,
but I think it's an important way to go for bands, isn't it?
All right, then. And Norm?
The producer waves at me and tells me to shut up. There's none I would rush out and buy, but out of the ones that we saw, probably Level 42 and that Madam X.
Well, I've got a little present for you in, lads. It's a signed copy of Rick Astley's video, which you'll get. Thanks a lot for being with us tonight, Norm. Well done.
Come on, Rick, come out.
Good luck with your new album, which is in the shops this week, the best of. So. And still to come, we've got Emma having a boon time in bed with Michael Elphick. And guess who's in the bunker very soon? Mel Brooks. See you next week. Ta-da.